Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much as always for sharing your time with me. It means the whole wide world. Today I am talking about something that I've been very excited to do on this channel, and that is how I annotate my books. I know annotating is not for everyone. Some people refuse to touch their books. If that is the case, this video is not for you. Or maybe you still find it interesting. I'm not sure, but this is mainly for the people that do like to annotate and like to see how other people do it. And maybe some of the stuff that I use will be things that you didn't know existed or you like. Who knows? I'll try my best to link everything down in the description so that you can find it if you want to purchase it. And yeah, let's get into it. I'm super excited to talk about this. I guess I should say I obviously love reading, but I am also a massive stationery nerd. I love stationery with my whole heart. I've been journaling, but more than just pen on paper, so I like to decorate my journals and every entry and, you know, get creative with it. So I have accumulated a lot of stationery over the years, and this is kind of the perfect way to morph those things together. Well, that's a lie. I guess the perfect way is with my reading journal, but this is a nice way to use some of my stationery in my everyday reading. So let's get into it. I guess I'll get the very simple things out of the way first, and that is pens and pencils. So for pencils, this is one of the ones that I use on a day-to-day basis. They're both, well, I don't have the other one because I don't know where I've put it, but I'll either put it on the screen or link it down below. I love them. They're very nice to write with, and they're just very sleek and lovely. So pencils, if I don't obviously have these on hand, I'll use any pencil. I just have my go-to pencils. So these are them. Then I have my pens, okay? These are, I love these pens so much, hence why I own 4 of them. Excessive, I understand. You don't have to tell me twice. My father, when he saw how many I purchased, he was like, 4? Because he only has 1, right? He's a simple guy. I'm not. I like variety. These 2 are black ink. These 2 are brown ink. And then these are, if you're a stationery nerd, you'll understand. This is 01, like the actual. Is that gonna focus? Probably not. So I'll do better shots, whatever. One point is thinner than the other one. So you gotta have some variety. It depends on what you're writing with. But I love writing with these ones. I love them. And these are called the Pigma Micron 05. Black ink, brown ink. Then I have the more exciting writing tools, and those are the highlighting tools. I should have prefaced this whole video by saying you do not need all these tools to annotate. I just love stationery, so I have collected it over a few years now, and it makes me very happy. So I'll just give you all of the options, and then maybe you can just pick 1 or 2, or none. You can just buy the regular Sharpie highlighter, the yellow one, and go to town with that. That's more than enough. Or just a pencil. Or do I have to make all these? I think you know, right? You know. You don't have to do this. Only if you want to. Okay, anyway. So the first ones I'm going to discuss are these are so worn out that you can barely read them. Anyway, these are the Tombows. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. I feel like many people have spoken about these. I love them to bits and pieces. They are so beautiful. They also have dual ends. That's one. That's the other one. But these are my favorite shades. I have a few more, but these are just the first ones I picked up. This is more of a classic yellow, but without it being neon, which I don't really like about classic Sharpies. I'm not a neon kind of gal, so this is a nice yellow. Again, I'll even do swatches for you. I got you! Don't even worry. I know there are stationery lovers out there that watch this. Even if there's just one of you, this is for you. Oh, and then this is another one that's like the Tombow dupe, which is called Artist's Loft. Artist's Loft? Yes. And I get them at Michael's here in Canada, and same thing, you know? Dual ends. But this is a lighter brown, which I think is better for books. And then, the beautiful, oh, I'm contemplating them before showing them, the mildliners. Guys, these are also stunning. That's the classic Sharpie end. And then a more precise end. Are any of those shots focusing? I guess I'll see in editing. Anyway, this is a beautiful yellow. I really like annotating with this one. I actually annotated Lolita why did I say Lolita? Lolita with this yellow, and I really liked it. These are them. These are I think they're just called, yeah, zebra, depends on how you say it. Mildliners, double-ended. Ta-da! Love them. And then last but not least, excessive. I understand. But this is the last one. Because I saw it, this was my most recent purchase, and I just really liked the type of yellow that it was, so I purchased it. And it wasn't too expensive, so I was like, okay. And that is the Stabilo. What? There was no need for me to sing. This one. This one. It's also a really beautiful, beautiful yellow, so I just needed to add it to the repertoire, you know what I'm saying? I guess if you put them all together, and I do own more, but these are the main ones that I use for my books. There are some shades that are too dark to highlight with, but I'll put them together so we can get a true sense of how excessive I am. Again, you don't need all these. 100% you don't need all these. Oh, I should also mention, I got my hair cut today, so if my ego shows today, that's why. So sorry, that was too much. Even I got secondhand embarrassment. Nope, we're moving on. It just looks really healthy, guys, and I'm really happy about it because I haven't had a haircut in 3 years, I think. So this is huge for me. This is huge. But anyway, that's not what you're here for. Let's continue. These are what I tab my books with, and let me just tell you, okay, right now, between you and me, these make me so happy. So first and foremost, if I, for whatever reason, don't want to write in the book, or have lots to say and there's just no room in the book and I just need a sticky note to write on, these are what I will write with. This is a gridded one and this is just a plain craft paper sticky note, you know, rip one off, write what you gotta write, boop, stick it on. And then I also have, okay, I have quite a few tabs that I use. So these ones, I love the colors. Like, come on, guys. This is insane. Again, if you don't like stationery, you're just gonna think I'm losing my mind. But if you like stationery, or if you just like pretty things, then you'll get why this is so exciting. So this is like the gray ones. And the only thing I don't like about these, though, is that it's only one-sided, right? So this side is white. So if you tab the, what would that be? The left side of your book, then you'll see the white bits. So if you can look past that, then you'll really like these. And then similarly, also I keep them in the bag. Don't think I haven't used these and this is just propaganda. It's not. I use these every day. And then that's like the orange, burnt orange. None of this is focusing. Why? But these are the two that I use very frequently and I just think they're so beautiful. And if I'm feeling really productive or I just want to feel extra good about what it is that I'm annotating, I'll try, and like if it's more of a red tinted book cover, I'll use these ones, and if it's a lighter book cover, then I'll use this one. So yeah. Okay, then I have your classic sticky notes. Well, classic that they're like a little bit more see-through and they're just more functional, I guess. Those are kind of not as functional, but they're cute. Oh, that makes me sound, what is that called when you're form over function? I think that's what it's called. I guess, yeah, whatever. Anyway, these are the classic ones, but in more muted colors, because again, when I was younger, I wore neon all the time, to the point that now I have such an active distaste for it that I avoid it at all costs. Even if that means having to order my sticky notes online, because I won't use the bright ones. So that's a fun fact about me. Here they are in all their beautiful glory. You can't even if you like neon, which I respect you for, and I'm kind of envious because I would save a lot of money, you can't tell me these are not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And these ones, when you put them on the page, you can see it from both sides. So they're very functional, they're beautiful. These are the full colored ones, and then these are the half colored ones. I'll probably be a little bit more specific on how it is that I use them, but frankly, I can't really stick to color coding. I try my best, but then I run out of one color and then it stops working. So at first I try to color code. I do the typical like blue is sad, white is usually beautiful writing, pink is something that I loved, green is angry or funny, depending. That's kind of the general idea, which I feel like a lot of people follow that color code, but oftentimes I don't end up following it too precisely because I run out of one color and then I have to keep tabbing, so that's them. And then last but not least, if there's something really specific that I just want, like, or let's say a whole page is worth annotating, or I need to divide something for whatever reason, I use these guys. Oh my god, what a YouTube hand. I'll use this one. You double it over on the page and then there's just like this little circle stuck to the page and then you can refer back and forth to it. They're pretty handy. I like them a lot. These are just called index stickers. Oh, that was a way easier way of describing that. Alas, another thing that I think a lot of people wonder is if you annotate and like you underline things, if I freehand it or I use a ruler of sorts. I'm not opposed to freehanding it, even though sometimes it is, you know, wobbly nation, but I don't mind it too much. Usually I'll freehand without thinking about it at all if I'm using pencil, but if I'm using a pen, specifically like a hard colored pen, like a black, which is more prominent on the page, then I'll either use, if I have this guy, I'll just use this, or my little compact ruler, because this you can even double it as a bookmark. You just slide it in there, boom, pull it out, underline. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. I will do a little demo of how I annotate in the following clip. So, okay, let's do it. I hope you appreciate the setup. Let's give you some examples of how I annotate. So, also these are books that I'm using as examples because I've annotated them a ton, so I'll show that in a second. Well, this has nothing to do really with annotating, but it is important to me nevertheless. This is the book I'm currently reading, The Memory Police. So step one for me is grab my handy little embosser that I ordered online a year and a half ago, however long ago that was. And we're gonna imprint it. I don't do this right away because sometimes I start a book and I'm like, oh wow, I don't like this, I'm not keeping it. So then I won't, you know, mark it forever. So I choose the page I want to do it on, you know, make sure it's nice and straight. Give it a good 1, 2. Release. Imprinted. This book belongs to Alejandra Navarro. So that's step one. Then we move on to the tools. What do we want to use? So this is what I was kind of saying. So this book has some, you know, red tints. So then my brain goes, okay, let's match her right up. So I'm using these tabs on this book. As you can see, that's one tab, that's another tab. So that's that. And then there are books such as, wait, where's my Lolita? Oh, right here. So for example, my Lolita book, and I decided to use this one when I read it. This mildliner, and this is in the shade, I don't know. Perfect. Glad I could provide you with so much detailed information. I can't remember. I'll try and list it below. So as you can see, sometimes I do this, not always. I'll put my little stamp thing and then I'll say read April 24th, 2020. Just because I think it's kind of fun to know that. And then if you reread it, writing when you reread it. So as you can see here, let me get to a part where that's that yellow on paper. Do you see what I mean? It's not a neon yellow, it's just a really nice muted yellow. I think it's really beautiful. And then the writing itself, I did it, so sometimes I kind of just go like this, other times I'll underline it. I used my brown pen on this one. Some little notes, this writing is incredible, things of that sort. So that's that. Alright, then there's numbers like this one that I go to absolute town. For those of you that don't know, English is my second language. My first language is Spanish. I moved to Canada when I was 7 years old. And when I first moved here, I vividly remember reading books, specifically Harry Potter. And I didn't really know that much English, obviously, I was still learning. And what helped me a lot was when I was reading, if there were words I didn't understand, I would write it on top usually up at the top here, or I would put a sticky note if the book was in mine and I would write it on the sticky note. I probably have an example of it, to be honest. And then I would refer back to that sticky note and translate it or define it, and that way that word was now part of my vocabulary, and that habit has just kind of stayed to this day. So if you can see up here, I've written down words. I guess now it has transitioned to either words I don't know or words that I do know but want to use more. I think I explained this in my reading vlog. But anyway, words that I want to use more, so I kind of make a note of them here, and it kind of reminds my brain that, hey, that's a word you do know but don't use, so use it, that kind of thing. And then I'll do stars of the whole page, like in the corner, if the whole page really resonates with me. I'll underline it, I'll put sad faces, I'll write haha if I laughed, I will write my thoughts. Sometimes I will write full paragraphs of my thoughts. This was a book that is completely littered. You can't see because it's in pencil, so if I go that fast you won't be able to see, but maybe you will be able to see. It is just completely... Can you see that? Anyway, it's written from first page to last page, but that's kind of how I would go about that. Then I have more beautiful books like On Earth, We're Briefly Gorgeous. We all know this book. We all love this book. And if you don't know this book, and if you don't yet love this book, give it a read. It is one of the most beautiful pieces of writing I have ever had the pleasure of writing. It is stunning. It is such a rich description of so many different important topics. I hope you like my hand expressions because you can't see my face. This is another one that I also just mainly did in pencil. And another thing that I do is I do a lot of underlining when, as you can see here, when writing is completely beautiful to me. So what I'll do is I do an underline and then I write a W on the side, which just means writing. I enjoyed the writing resonated with me, it was beautifully executed, language is phenomenal. That's just kind of what the W means. So if I ever refer back to it, I'm not, you know, stuck on that sentence and being like, what did that mean to me? It simply means that I loved the writing. Parts, you know, because why not? These are your books, and if you like writing in them, do whatever you want. You know, there's no rhyme or reason. This is back when I still had my neon stickies and I wanted to get rid of them before I used these babies. So yeah, let me put this to the side. So again, like I said, I try to color code, but that doesn't always happen because sometimes a book is so sad that it's all blue. Sometimes a book is so lovely that it's all pink. Sometimes a book is so poetic and lyrical that it's all white or this like very soft yellow. So then I run out of that color and therefore sometimes I have to kind of just settle for the rest of them. So that is that. These are again the same stickies, da-da-da. And I will do a little demo for you because I care about you so deeply. I also decided to just use one of these pieces of paper that I use for decorating my journal so that we wouldn't randomly be writing in my book. I feel like that wouldn't be kind to watch. I feel like people would not be content with me. So let's do it on here so that you can see these colors. So, you know, let's say I'm just gonna highlight this one. That's that color. Do you see how beautiful that is? That's so nice. Also, is it focusing on the back writing or on my writing? Let's do this. Look how beautiful that is. Actually, let's zoom you in for a good time. So that's the first color. That's this one here. It's a beautiful brown, not too dark. You can still see the writing. Then this is definitely like a lighter, very light, almost pink undertone. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that's this one. And then this end, you can kind of just underline things. That's a bad example because you can't really see that color. Did I use this one? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That kind of situation. So, if you catch my drift, this is this one. Beautiful! I hope one of you is freaking out with me. And we have this one. Oh, I mean, I'm getting excited to annotate just doing this. Oh my dear goodness. Phenomenal. It's just such a positive experience. And then we have the mildliners. Let's see. This one. A nice gray. Ooh, this actually could have been phenomenal. Like, you know, you match that with that. Wow, maybe when I reread it, I'll use this set here. That's, woo! I'm excited. Then We have this one, another lovely color. Ta-da! Then we have this one, the little corally pink one. And then the beautiful yellow. Again. So I know some of you will be like, these are the same, these are the same. And I'm not going to argue with you. I see a difference, but I understand if most people don't see a difference. Let's leave it at that. And then lastly, Stabilo. You know, more of a classic highlighter color, but still I don't think it's as neon as the typical Sharpie highlighter. So yes, my friends, that's the little demo. I hope this was useful in some capacity. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Let's go back to my face. Boop. So yeah, that is the annotating process. Again, I know it's not for everyone, but it's very much for me. It brings me a lot of joy, and I also feel like I can really interact with the text when I'm annotating it. It helps me reflect on it more and question what I'm reading even further, as opposed to when I just read without stopping to make notes or, you know, just really interact with the text. So yeah, I'm sorry my tools are excessive. I understand. I was once that girl in elementary school that came in with the pack of 150 crayons with the sharpener in the box. And I'm still very much that girl. I'm just not in school. So that is all for this video. Again, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. It means the whole wide world. And also, I'm sorry I haven't been posting as much. Life has just been really busy. So thank you to all the new faces and all the old ones. I will see you when I see you.